Welcome, dear viewer, to this fifth video in the series on the Hexaflex from acceptance and commitment therapy. So far, we have covered avoidance versus acceptance, fusion versus diffusion, and past/future versus present. If you haven't had the chance to watch these videos yet, you will find them all in the Personal Psyche portal. This fifth video is about values, how to find them, and what they are. We have come so far now that things have started to get complicated. First, we have done all the basics. And now they begin to combine. In a way, the next part is one of the most important. It is essential because it helps us shape how we deal with all the other positive and negative elements discussed in earlier videos. This is because if you are stuck in, for example, avoidance, your values can guide you to go in a new direction or choose a different way of dealing. The first thing values do is give a direction. So, what happens if you don't have directions? If we should try to describe what lack of direction means, we would use words like aimlessness or feeling adrift. This can be because your values are unclear or that your choices are not aligned with your values. The results can be feelings of emptiness, meaninglessness, and dissatisfaction. Values are often inherited by the family, society, and network, and each person forms their own foundation or value set. These values are personal and can differ a lot from person to person. The standard part is that the values are part of who we are. When the direction isn't there, it can lead to many different outcomes. Imagine a person exposed to a family tradition, F.X. Like a business. The family expects the business to stay in the family and pressures the child to do what is required. This will be fine for those who share the value of the company and the family. But for those with values not in line with the social demands, this can lead to the feelings described before. Or, if the people around you pressure you to seek a career that involves good salaries and the opportunity to make a lot of money, your values and interests are elsewhere. It will be hard to let go of the chance, but at the same time, not going with your inner wishes or dreams can make you end up in discomfort and discontentment. Experiences from the past or fears of the future can also prevent you from reaching situations that align with your values. If you have people encounters or painful experiences, you can avoid the confrontations of these feelings or situations and miss out on your values and dreams. Our friend Ted had this kind of problem. He had a very high standard that he wanted to keep. He demanded the best of himself and strived to be as good as he wanted. But his experiences and his fears of what could go wrong held him back. He couldn't face the fact that all his worries might be confirmed. After all, he had experiences that had gone wrong, and he had vivid memories of the pain, the shame, and the fear that those experiences had caused. Despite what he thought was right, Ted avoided situations where he feared terrible experiences. He was conflicted by his lack of ability to deal with it and by the fact that he had abandoned his values to try not to get hurt again. If you have the time or the desire to explore your way of handling your values, feel free to pause the video and take a while to think. Check if your values align with your actual life. If they do, you are most likely confident and happy with most of your life. If your values do not align with real life, I recommend you evaluate, find out what you want, and decide to go in the direction that satisfies your values. And the reason is, your values serve as a compass. You have an internal guide that you can use to guide you to the best choices for your life, the best alternatives following your values. The values represent what you freely have chosen as your directives for how you want to live your life. They are word-based constructions and dynamic and evolving patterns of activity. As you are active and aware of your reactions and emotions, your values will become more apparent and can actively guide you in the direction you want to live. When your values are clear, you can use them as guidance, but they will also motivate you when you find yourself in complex or emotionally challenging situations. As life goes on, you will meet painful, stressful, and even hurtful situations among the golden, good, and happy experiences you will have. Your values are also the basis for how you decide to set your goals. We divide goals from values by the way they can be measured. Goals have a specific time frame or endpoint where we can say that the goal is fulfilled. Values represent more ongoing situations, like I want to be a great father or I want to grow my knowledge, and therefore, I read books. It's sort of a work in progress. Values can also help in developing psychological flexibility. A clear understanding of one's values can help to adapt to situations with openness, awareness, and focus. You then can be present, open up, and do what matters. There will always be challenges, and the way we meet these challenges will significantly influence our experience and feelings of worth. Your values can be guides to better handling. They can be your foundation to increase your resilience and give you self-compassion while you learn and develop. Now, let's return to Ted. He has a struggle in his life. There is a severe conflict between his values, which say he should do his best and show his best, and his life, where he struggles with exposing himself because he is afraid of failure. As he discovers that he can defy his fears, he also gets a clearer picture of his values. The values then become an inner strength that he can use in deciding what he wants and how he can stay flexible and resilient when he faces his fears. As Ted gets more experience dealing with his difficult decisions, he sees more and more of his values met, and his self-esteem rises. As this video is about to finish, I want to present you with a challenge. Take a piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write the situations you struggle with. On the right, write which values these affects. If your reaction to situations gives you a strong emotional response, your corresponding values are most likely crucial to you. Then, picture yourself going through the situation in a way that satisfies your values. This form of mental training will help you deal with difficulties better and more fulfilling. So, give yourself a chance, be patient, and give yourself room for mistakes. You will master this better as you try and focus on your values.